In this exercise video, we're going to be going through how to get into deadlift and squat mechanics, really breaking it down into trying to control the posture and getting the appropriate hip hinge through the exercise. So that way we can progress into full deadlifts and squats with weight over time. But really this is for beginners trying to nail in the proper mechanics and the posture. So what we're gonna get is a dowel, or you can use a PVC pipe, a broomstick, anything like that that's nice and long that we can use to put against our back to give us a cue if we're keeping our spine straight. Because as we're getting into both a squat and a deadlift, both of them require that we keep our spine straight from the top of our head down to our tailbone, and we have everything moving as one unit as much as possible. So with your stick, you're gonna place it behind your back, between your butt cheeks, all the way up to the back of your head, and we're gonna bring it firmly against those areas here. And you can see that there's always gonna be a little bit of a gap in the lower back, and that is okay, that's normal. So we're not looking for it to be totally flat from top to bottom. We're just making sure that it's against the back of your head and against your sacrum down at the bottom. Those are the two most important points. So once we have those, we're gonna hold it in place. I'll show you from the side. We're gonna hold it in place. So we're already noticing that we're having to get really straight with our posture. We're gonna lightly pull in our belly button towards the spine and engage our lower abdominal muscles. Feet hip width or slightly farther apart, spread the toes into the ground. And from here, keeping the dowel in contact at both your sacrum down at the bottom and your head at the top, we're going to hinge forward, keeping it in contact, and then coming back up. And right now we're going to keep the legs a little bit straighter, so we're just working on the hip hinge. And we're gonna go down as far as you can without it coming off. And then we're gonna come back up. If we're gonna stay a little straighter, more upright to work on the squat, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're just gonna bend the knees more and come down into the squat as low as we can without those points coming off. And working into greater and greater depth. Now what you'll notice is that if you're having a hard time keeping the spine straight and or you're having a hard time with the hip hinge, is that when you start to round the spine, you'll notice this will come off. So if you notice this happening, that means you're rounding through your spine, and that's not what we're looking for. So we really have to nail it down that we're holding it here. Let me show you from the back side. We're holding it here throughout, and we're working on that hip hinge, keeping it in contact, or we're working on more of the squat, keeping it in contact. Again, if we're starting to round through the spine, we're gonna notice that it's gonna do this. Or if our head is having a hard time staying in contact, we're gonna notice our head is gonna wanna drift forward off of the dowel. So you're gonna use this to help get the form down, so that way you can start to keep those same mechanics and get that muscle memory of how to keep your core engaged and your spine straight throughout these lifts. And then we can progress into body weight without the dowel, and we can add some weight in the future once you've got it all nailed down and you've got good range of motion through the deadlift or squat mechanics.